Hey, welcome to another episode of Dave's Imaginations. In today's episode, I wanted to take you through the creation of Burrek Grumbleforge for our solo RPG adventure of Death Knight Squire. So, stay with me. Yeah, so let's jump into our picture-in-picture screen here. I make my characters in D&D Beyond. So if I jump over to D&D Beyond. So here's his character sheet. You can see Burrek Grumbleforge, level 2 fire, following the rules and guidelines presented to me in the Death Knight Squire's book. Please create a level 2 character, equipping them with gear according to the class, which is exactly what I did. I followed all the instructions as I created this. If I go into his design, though, into the process of made him, I picked a Hill Dwarf and the fighter. I thought that would go well for a solo RPG. The race, yeah, there's my all of the picture. Tool proficiency, I picked brewer supplies. That sounded good for a dwarf. And then sliding on to class, I went with a fighter. And for his proficiencies here, what did I get? Athletics and intimidations, fighting style. I decided to go with great weapon fighter, which allows me to re-roll 1 or 2 on the damage die. I got to remember to do that. Second wind gives me ability to heal myself. And then I have an action surge. So action surge, once you can push yourself beyond your normal limits for movement. On your turn, you can take an additional action. You can use this once per short rest. Okay, so that was the fighter. And then for the ability scores, I did a point buy. I took 14 in strength and 12, let's look, base score. 14 for strength, 12 base score for dexterity, 15 for Constitution, which then he had his bump for because he's a Hill Dwarf for +2 to give him a total score of 17. Intelligence, average wisdom, but in the wisdom space, I was able to take a 9 because of his racial bonus, put him back up to a 10. And then for charisma, I wanted to be halfway charismatic, so more for the intimidation, I think, than anything, as I took him a base score of 12, giving him a +1 there as well. And then when you slide over to description, I took the haunted one. The haunted one is out of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, and in the backgrounds they have a haunted one. And so I went through this, and I rolled on his charts to see what he got. And if I flip over to my notes, we would see from Van Richten's Guides, he was personality trait: I refuse to become a victim, and I will not allow others to be victimized. And I put no trust in divine beings. For ideals, Burrek will stop the spirits that haunt him or die trying. And then he has a dark calling that he feels he is above the law. He has a bond of, there's an evil in me. I can feel it. It must never be set free. And my flaws was I talk to spirits. Now I did that. I did that background because I used npcgenerator.com to generate my description. So if I should let's take a peek at that. NPC generator. This is what NPC generator looks like. I selected dwarf, hill dwarf, male, good, random plot hooks, occupation was a class, and I took fighter. You generate that, and you get this description, personality traits, ability scores, relationship alignments. You get all this information, and to be honest, I cherry picked. I took what I liked, took what I didn't like, but I did base my character largely off of this. Now, not this exact same screen, because I failed to take a screenshot of it when I took it. Sorry, but it is this website that I use to do that, and so far I've been really enjoying the results of using this. But the reason I picked the Hana one was because his plot hook, Burrek's plot hook, said something along the lines of of he was haunted. And if I jump back to my notes, I didn't take a screenshot, but I did pull the data from the screen and I put it in my Word document. So going back to my Word document. So from that generator, the description, Burrek Grumbleforge is a 169-year-old Hill Dwarf. He has long, straight brown hair and brown eyes. He has a rugged, dirty white skin. He stands 4 foot tall, 4 inches tall, and has a regular build. He has a diamond-shaped average face, and he has an impressive limp. For his personality traits, he discreetly worships Tempest, god of war, battles, and warriors. He is very cynical. He's very courageous to a fault, and he doesn't feel comfortable when he's away from his axe. I named his axe Bonnie, just for the fun of it. He rarely asks for help, and he doesn't like to change. He doesn't like change. But the plot hook I was talking about, he was possessed by an evil spirit who makes him do horrible things at night. I thought that sounded like a fun plot twist. And when he does these things at night, he doesn't remember. Okay, so once I had that, that's when I was looking for backgrounds. The haunted one from Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft made sense. And then to round out the character, I went to. Let's finish the Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, though. So, all I read through the flaws. No, maybe I didn't. So, personality traits. I refuse to become a victim, and I will not let others victimize me. I put no trust in divine beings. Ideals. I thought these sounded just like the description from the NPC generator. Ideals. I'll stop the spirits that haunt me or die trying. I have a dark calling that puts me above the law. I did read these, didn't I? The evils inside me. I can feel it. I must never be set. It must never be set free. And the flaws. I talk to the spirits that no one else can see. He has some sort of schizophrenia. Class training. Horrible monsters descended upon my community, killed someone I loved. I took up arms to destroy those creatures and those of a similar nature. Now the haunted one. Burrek is haunted by something so terrible that you dare not speak of it. Burrek's tried to bury it, run away from it, to no avail. Whatever this thing is that haunts Burrek can't be slain with a sword or banished with a spell. It might come to Burrek as a shadow on the wall, a blood-curdling nightmare, a memory that refuses to die, or a demonic whisper in the dark. The burden has taken its toll, isolating Burrek from most people and making him question his sanity. Burrek must find a way to overcome it before it destroys him. I thought that was a great plot hook. Now, Heart of Darkness. So the background feature. Those who look into the eyes of Burrek can see that he has faced unimaginable horror and that he is no stranger to darkness. Though they might fear Burrek, commoners will extend him every courtesy and do their utmost to help him. Unless he has shown himself to be a danger to them, they will even take up arms and fight along him. Should he find himself facing an enemy alone, so the people will fight for him. And then he got a trinket, which was a deed to someplace called Turgerin Manor. Another interesting plot hook. All right, so I got all that from Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. And then I like to round out the character from Xanathar's. So in Xanathar's Guide to Everything, there is a section about This Is Your Life. And in This Is Your Life, the ideas, not rules. And then I started rolling on these tables for parents, and then personal decisions. And he is a fighter, so he rolled on the fighter table, and supplemental tables to give him. It didn't do much of that, but let's read through what I did do. All right, back on the Word document here is from Xanathar's. Burrek knows who his parents are or were, and he was born among people of a different race. He has 3 brothers, 2 younger, 1 older. His parents were poor, grew up in a rundown shack. And Burrek had few close friends, but lived an otherwise ordinary childhood. Life events. he fought in a battle. And now that made sense, right? From his background, he fought in some battle that gave him a limp. He also lost a loved one in a battle. So it's probably all the same battle. So Burrek fought in a battle, and so I rolled on the war table, and I got this. Burrek acquitted himself well in battle and is remembered as a hero. Now Burrek might even have received a medal for his bravery. I haven't gotten into that yet, but I thought that was another neat plot. All these background things I could eventually get into. So that is Burrek. Now I guess the only last thing I could show you is that in Heroforge, I created a miniature in Heroforge for Burrek. And then take a look at my heroes. And in here, I should find him right here. There is Burrek. Right there he is. And so, following the description that from the resources, now I even gave him a cane for his limp. And then from here, I was able to take a picture using the photo booth option to get a PNG of the character that I was able then to use, make a token of, and then I put them into my Foundry virtual tabletop, where I put the maps to the Death Knight Squire, and this is where I've been playing the game. So that is Burrek Grumbleforge. I hope you will join us for our adventures as we pursue the Death Knight Squire. Can we rescue the let's see if I go to my notes. If I go, so, oh my. Yeah, so join me as I go with Burrek Grumbleforge to try to save the young Darek Brewmont from the Death Knight. I've done 2 episodes at this point, at the point of this video, and I look forward to finishing it. So, I hope you like it. If you do like it, if this is interesting to you, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, as I intend to make this a series, and we'll see if he survives. We'll be making as many videos as I can on this guy. So, I hope you like it. Otherwise, until we put out the next video, take care.